Okay, it's the start of May, it's the start of a brand new month, and we've got a brand new issue of Ranger Academy out now. Now, Ranger Academy, I have a love-hate relationship. Sometimes I like an issue when it comes out, sometimes I don't care, and sometimes I don't hate it, but I'm not that interested in the issue. But this issue, I was on the fence about what they were doing in Ranger Academy moving forward, but I feel like with the comics, or the main comics ending soon, and how this issue actually turned out, it's piqued my interest with where this series is going to go moving forward, because there's a lot of rumors and speculation that maybe Ranger Academy will be 9 issues or 12 issues, depending on how long they want the series to go for. If it's going to be in long ongoing series, we honestly don't know, but the series has taken a very interesting turn. So last month's issue, the big cliffhanger was that Tula had a sister. That sister, we found out, is called Tashi, I believe, and we found out that she died in a space shuttle explosion. And the thing is, that memorial we saw in all the previews when Ranger Academy was coming out, we find out that their name is on the memorial, but all traces of her has been erased. So that is the big Green Ranger mystery that we were teased all those months ago, well, years ago, with Ranger Academy when it was first coming out. So now we're starting to get some answers. Now, over on the weekend, I was on Rolliver Queen's channel doing a live stream with Eric from Ranger Command, Dr. Ben, Cosmic Ranger, and Ranger Academy was brought up. And the thing that was brought up about with Ranger Academy was the whole how long it took for the main comic to actually start coming out, because we got the free comic book day issue out in May, which was over a year ago at this point. I think it was May or April was when the free comic book day issue for Ranger Academy first dropped. And then we didn't actually start getting the book until like late last year. So one of the speculation that was brought up, and I'll leave a link to the live stream down below for you guys to check out, because we had a lot of fun discussing our memories about the Boom Studio comics with the mainline comics, our favourite panels, our favourite issues, our favourite moments, and what might happen for the future of the mainline Power Ranger comics. So it's a really fun discussion. I'll definitely leave a link down below or at one of the cards at the end if you make it to the end of this video. But one of the discussions we had brought up, and I can't remember who brought it up, but it was sort of like a big group discussion, that because of Darkest Hour being a 12-month event and Dark Specter being tied into the current storyline of Ranger Academy, was Ranger Academy delayed because they had to do a few workarounds to sort of make it tie into with what's going on in the mainline comics, so sort of those issues can come out roughly around about the same time, because this issue of Ranger Academy is freaking fascinating. So the whole premise of this month's issue is, like I said, we find out about Tashi and Tula. She lashes out at Sage, saying, "I never wanted you to come here, I don't think you're meant to be a ranger." And as she's lashing out, you see sort of like the Dark Specter sort of like color scheme, thrall, smoke crowding around her with Tula. And near the end of the issue, it starts building and building, and you sort of see this manifestation of Dark Specter, or maybe her negative energy. But one thing they've been teasing for the longest time in Ranger Academy with the solicitations is that Dark Specter is coming. So with how Dark Specter can invade the multiverse of Power Rangers and jump through all these different dimensions and timelines, is Dark Specter going to sort of invade this weird timeline where Ranger Academy takes place in? And if he does, that's going to be very interesting with how they're going to tie things together, because I feel like that the Ranger Academy Rangers probably don't stand a chance against Dark Specter, because, you know, Dark Specter is Dark Specter. He's really powerful. He's built up to be this big force, and I don't think a bunch of school kids who are still in academy training can handle the force of the Thralls and Dark Specter, because even our main line hero Rangers are struggling to fight Dark Specter in the main book, because even with the current advantages they've been getting in the fights, they're still struggling. But one cool thing we see in this issue of Ranger Academy is the Ranger Academy Rangers. We see these older Rangers. I'm guessing they were students years ago that finally graduated, and we see some of them take off their helmets, but one of them, which is an interesting note, is that we see a male Pink Ranger, which is really cool to see because the vibes you get from this guy is sort of like this Aizawa look from My Hero Academia, where they've got the long hair, they've got the shrubble on their face, they've sort of got this like messy beard on their face on them, and I don't know, like the vibes I'm getting is like maybe like Aizawa's like dub actor coming out of them when they speak, or maybe they sound like a stoner and they have the shaggy voice going on or the surfer voice going on, but they do give off really cool looking vibes for a male Pink Ranger, which is really cool to see. Hopefully they don't get jobbed out like the male Pink Ranger from Grace's team, but they look experienced, so they're sort of assembling their forces to deal with Dark Specter when they come, which one thing that does have me concerned, I'm hoping that even though Sage does morph in this issue and we get to see her Ranger form and we get to see her weapon, which is this really cool bow staff with his daggers at the end, a really cool weapon design. It's probably going to be in the thumbnail, no doubt about it. I'm hoping that the students don't somehow like automatically get the win against Dark Specter's forces. I get the feeling they'll hold them off and they'll probably get a couple of wins here and there against maybe a Frawl or a Putty or some kind of villain, but I don't want them to get like a major victory of what could be Dark Specter or a big villain. Like if Dark Specter starts pulling villains from all these different Ranger timelines, it'd be cool to see them sort of fight henchmen that would be on their power scale or be on their power level, but they're still students learning, so I doubt they have the combat skills to fight maybe a Goldar or someone like that. Maybe Tula does, because we saw Tula going face to face with Goldar in the danger room from a while ago, but we'll see what happens. But this issue, like I said, it's sort of like the fallout from what we learned in last month's issue with Tula and her sister that disappeared, and they're sort of erased from history. And then we've got all the teachers and the counselors sort of gathering the Ranger Academy Rangers to deal with Dark Specter as they're on the way. So they have to lock down the school on the night of the dance, which is interesting as well. So things are definitely gearing up, and I can't wait to see where they're going to go, because it ends on Tula being sort of consumed by or surrounded by this weird puff of smoke that might be Dark Specter, that might be this evil energy, and then Sage morphs to save the day, which is really cool. So again, Sage finally gets to morph, something that she sort of kept from everyone, but we finally have that Ranger reveal here, which is really cool. But either way, Ranger Academy, I don't know what did it with this issue, but I'm back in. I'm really excited to keep reading it and to see where it goes, where it's going to go moving forward. But overall, this was a pretty fun issue. Like now we're actually jumping into gear with the story and the action after we've done all the character build up and stuff like that. So I can't wait to see where it's going to go next moving forward. But what did you guys think of this issue of Ranger Academy? Tell me down below. What are your thoughts? What are your predictions? And I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Take care. Bye.